Hi, I'm Simon.
Hi, I'm Monica, and together we run Painting in France, painting holidays and workshops based in the south of France. And behind us you can see the village of Puzzol that we live in. Oh yes, and this is our little spaniel, Mirimu.
Today's plan is to go for a walk out into the country and paint a landscape not far from here. The idea, of course, before then, we're going to need to go down to the boulangerie and buy a couple of croissants for the trip. Should we go?
Yeah, on y va.
On y va.
Combien, monsieur?
5 tranches, s'il vous plaît.
5 tranches.
5 tranches.
Oui. Voilà. 13,60, monsieur,
Merci.
s'il vous plaît. Et voilà.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous. Alors. 13,
C'est dommage,
alors. 14, 15. Et voilà 20.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous.
Okay, well, I think we're at the place I wanted to paint. I'm going to take this scene here, a lovely chateau in the hollow, and what I might do is actually use a little bit of artistic license and put a path around here and dropping down into the distance. So let's get it set up. So with the initial drawing done, I started to add some colour. I've got a cerulean blue here with a little bit of phthalo blue mixed in. So this will just give us the basic kind of sky tones on. Before I started to add a little bit of yellow ochre, burnt sienna and some sap green just to get the atmosphere built up. I have built a little extra road in there, you can see.
Okay, while we are out here walking towards our painting destination, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what's going on in this region at the moment. As you can see, we're surrounded by grapevines, and we are actually in the pruning season. Now what they've done with these is what they call a pré-taille. The tie here is what they call pruning, and all they've done is gone through the vineyards and actually cut off, you can see, cut off the main long branches. But Simon's going to pan around and we're actually going to see what the final prune looks like. They've now taken off all of these long branches, but this is basically, it's still done by hand. They do have electric driven shears nowadays, or yeah, I suppose shears, secateurs, that's the word, which makes the job a little bit easier on the hands, but it's still back-breaking work. I have a lot of respect for my friends that are out here making wine.
So with those initial colours down now, what I'm doing here is intensifying the blue. It is actually a beautiful day, so I'm adding a little bit of phthalo blue, giving a little lift to that sky. Just blending it down with a damp brush as I come down towards the hills. As the painting goes on, I start to add a little bit more tone into the background. Some sweeps of greens and browns, just adding a little bit of drama, a little bit of magenta in those distant hills as well. Once this is dried, I start to add a little bit of more detail with some trees on the ridge there and around the chateau as well. There's a little road there with some cypress trees on, which is nice. I'll get that in next. As the middle ground's starting to take shape, I've come forward and just add a little bit of lively texture into those shrubs in the foreground. A little bit of a sap green mixed in, I think, with a little bit of burnt umber, just to kind of give that nice strength of line. Then some magenta and Payne's grey, bringing in those sunny shadows. A bit more texture in the undergrowth left and right as well, before I start looking at the trees. Payne's grey and burnt umber and a rigger brush, just flicking those basic little branches and twigs in before adding the blossom on top. Once you've got those trees in, you can really mix up a thick white gouache and start literally blossom by blossom adding into those branches. Once I've done this, I'll add some little flowers in the foreground. I might even add some black crayon pencil work to the stones on the path. Well, the painting's finished after a beautiful morning here in the south of France.
And believe it or not, it's still only February.
Still only February.
And this is just a little reminder that this is going to be the first in a series of videos that we're going to be doing for you guys about our lives in France, and Simon will always be adding a painting tutorial to all of them as well.
In locations like this, between here and the Mediterranean. It's going to be beautiful.
Absolutely, we are very fortunate to live in a place that has amazing places. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the button below, to like our YouTube page, our Facebook page.
Yep.
And if you're interested in any of our holidays or workshops in the south of France, you can go to
our website, which is www.painting-in-france.com. Don't forget to subscribe as well.
And we'll leave a link in the comments below for our website.
Great.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
See you soon. Cheers.